Here's a quick video on troubleshooting your E47 Meyers pump or any other pumps similar to this one. Of course, grab the manual or go online. Meyers site has a troubleshooting section that asks you some questions. Does it go left and right, up and down, and what to do and what to check. So I'm just going to quickly go over this, kind of orient you just to get you started. Okay, on the E47, this is where you fill it right here. That unscrews. The drain for it is right here. So of course, just do the basics, check your fluid level, drain some of the fluid and see how clean it is, or drain all of it and put new fluid in. There are substitutes for the E47 Meyers fluid that are rated for plow pumps. And this particular unit has 3 coils, A, B, and C. A is in the back, B and C. There's a section on the troubleshooting that tells you about the magnetization. Essentially, if this becomes magnetized, the coils. So quickest way to do this is by yourself, and the safest way is to unplug the 3 wires. So you got a black, a red, and a green. And if it's all original wiring, that's what it's going to look like. And you can look at on here too and see B and C. You can replace the coils, or of course, don't just throw parts at it, just test it. So what you want to do is unplug them, get a jumper, and so again, you want to unplug them so that way if you energize them, they're not going to move on you after you've tested it and figured out, hey, it's only going left, or it's not going up and down, or whatever. This one is, the B is for up and down, the C is for left and right, and you want to hear it click, and the valve needs to work. So essentially that's really all that's needed to troubleshoot most of these issues. And sometimes the valves get stuck when these things have been sitting around a while. So the way to test the magnetization is get yourself a jumper from your battery and jump this, and you're going to hear it click. Put a piece of metal or something to this and see if it becomes magnetized. That's one of the tests. The other test is the valve. You're going to hear it click, but the valve actually needs to click and operate with a significant travel, and sometimes it gets stuck, so it might click and still not work. This unscrews, and then underneath here is, and of course I'm doing this by hand, but it should be tighter than that. I just had this removed. You can unscrew that to remove the valve. I believe that's a 1 1/8 socket, deep socket would do it. Now be careful on the B, there's a ball. When you unscrew it and you take the valve out, and again, I'm doing this as a quick video, I'm not actually showing you what I'm doing, this is what I had to do. You're going to take that valve out, put this coil back in it, and then you're going to unscrew it, but you'll have it in your hand. And then you're going to need also a negative jumper, or just do it on top of the battery, just be safe, and power this and touch this to the negative, and then you should see that valve move. If it just barely clicks, that valve in there is a little bit stuck. You could stick a little hex wrench in there and kind of plunge it a little bit. Be very careful. Of course, don't do that near the battery. Just give it a little bit of a push to get it a go. It could have gotten stuck, and then try it, and then it should make a louder noise. If it doesn't, that valve is probably gone. I believe you can rebuild them, but the fastest way is just to buy a new one. So you're going to buy a new A valve or B valve, depending on what's broken. These coils are relatively cheap. They're about 25 bucks ordered. I doubt any store is going to sell them to you for 20 bucks. But some stores, depending on what region you're in, store these or have them in stock. But that is the quick how to fix your pump. There's other guides on how to rebuild all this stuff. It's relatively easy, or to go get them rebuilt. But if you're stuck in a pinch, just to kind of figure out what's going on, that's how you do it, especially if you're by yourself and you can't see what's working or what's not working if your controls are in the cab. So 3 wires right here for A, B, and C coils, and you just want to make sure the valves in there are operating correctly, and you're going to do that with jumpers to these wires, testing for magnetization, and then the secondary test is if you hear the valve's actually operating. But you'll know which one is not working by virtue of the operation that's not being performed. B is up and down, C is left and right.